Yo, what's happening everybody? King GBL here, and welcome back to a brand new Go Bat League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a very strong team in the Great League, featuring a Dragonair in the lead, Carbink and Medicham. Now you might recognise this team like, this looks a little bit familiar. It should look familiar to you because it's a pretty popular team, with Bastiodon instead of Carbink. So if you don't have Carbink, you can use Bastiodon. Even though I don't like Bastiodon, I don't ever recommend using it, but that's generally how this team is designed, that you're basically RPSing the win in the lead. You take Dragonair in the lead, hopefully you don't see a Sand Slash, which we do a couple of times, and we do kind of actually win those games somehow. So you're hoping not to see Sand Slash, you're hoping not to see a Fairy or an Ice type. Fun fact about Dragonair, you can actually beat some of the Ice types in the lead. I definitely learned from the single type cup that Frostlass is not an answer to Dragonair. So yeah, it's not even bad if you get a bad lead. It is really just Charm that you have to worry about. So generally the idea behind this team is to RPS the opponent. You win lead and win game. That's pretty much this team, right? Like, look at the back line. It's Medicham and Carbink. How much more RPS do you want? We do have Lantern, which is a very positive lead. The opponent swaps out, we come into Carbink and just start tapping it down. So while we're tapping this thing down, welcome to the video. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. If you haven't already, go on ahead there and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. And while you're at it, join our Discord down below. Some people ask me where I'm from. I'm from Northern Ireland. I'm trying to put more of a Southern Ireland accent on there. Sorry. If you're actually from Ireland, sorry. My impression is terrible. I'm sure your impression of people from North is, well, what about you? How are you getting on? So anyway, this is like really off topic here. Only people from Ireland and Northern Ireland actually understand what I'm talking about. And I realise that most of my audience are from like America and India and other places. So let's not go into that too much. Anyway, welcome to the video. I'm in the pits at the moment here, that's why I decided to use this team. I just want to RPS some wins out here, and this is definitely a good team for doing so. As you're seeing here, unfortunately we do get a Ninetales, but Medicham does decently against this thing. As you see, the counters really add up. We're trying to farm it down with the Dragonair. The opponent makes a huge mistake. You do not throw there in that situation, you just commit to the farm down. Now what we need to do is get to back-to-back, and we should basically win this game. We still have a shield, and the opponents, they're actually getting pretty close to back-to-back Surfs, but if they do throw the Surf once more, yeah, if they had just got one more Charm for, they would have been able to farm me down. So the opponent definitely misplayed that match, and good games. But yeah, so like I said, this team, it's generally a Bastiodon team, but we're swapping in Carbink. Carbink is definitely a lot better against some of the Bastiodon counters. Does a lot better against Lantern, Medicham. You can actually land a Moonblast or whatever on Swampert. You know, it definitely does a lot better in that regard. It does not do very well against Steel types. At the very least with Bastiodon, unless they like just insta-earthquake you, which it's not a bad thing for Steel types to do against you. Unless they go for the insta-earthquake, you can get off a Flamethrower, or there's a chance to get off a Flamethrower. So I think generally this works better than Bastiodon, because this Pokemon is just so broken. But that's generally the idea. If you don't have Carbink, you could look to use Bastiodon, even though I don't like to recommend using that Pokemon, because I think it's just horrible. You could use Bastiodon, you could use Registeel, because of course it walls off the flyers. You could use Lantern. Generally, the idea behind this team is win switch and win game, and that's pretty much what I try to do as often as possible. The opponent's got a super interesting team here. They're using Golbat in the lead with an Altaria swap, so I'm like, right, in comes Pelipper. They're going for a triple flying team, super fun and spicy team by the opponent. And meanwhile, I'm using this absolute shitlord team, and we're just RPSing, and, well, actually, we don't even have to RPS, we just literally tap with Carbink this game and win, or tap with Dragonair. Pretty interesting lead. Lickitung is quite an interesting Pokemon for this meta. It's definitely seen a lot more play of recent. The opponent actually CMPs me. I believe I can just shield through this Pokemon, and that's pretty much what I intend to do here. I am thinking the opponent probably will look to swap out because they don't necessarily want to get like body slammed and taken out. So what I decided to do here is catch a move in Carbink. I'm not sure if the body slam would have quite taken them out. From this range, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, probably not. In comes Surf Etched, so I think it's a good thing that I swapped out here. Again, this is the thing that's better about this Pokemon as opposed to Bastiodon. This thing can definitely take a hit off Surf Etched a lot better, and we can get off a Moonblast. You would not be threatening any damage with Bastiodon here, and we're actually getting a shield off the opponent, so that's a key difference right there. The opponent's farmed us down and got an absolute boatload of energy. So I'm thinking, like, what is this team? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Lickitung lead with Surf Etched on the swap, so we're already like double weak to Medi. So let's see what the opponent's running here. We're going to go for Body Slam. We're up to almost back-to-back. I would have lost CMP, so I did not CMP there. And in comes Medi. I'm not sure about this team, bro. To be honest, I think this is not a great team. Like, what is this team? Weak to counter in the lead and then 2 counter users in the back. Like Noctowl just literally shits all over this team. I don't get this team. Doesn't make any sense. This team is basically triple weak to Medicham as well, because this Medicham actually does not have Psychic. They're throwing Ice Punches into my Medicham. Even though boosted Ice Punches can hurt, definitely Psychic is a lot more dominant in this situation, and it's going to cost the opponent. I guess it makes sense to have a normal in the lead, but if you're going to have a normal, I think you go for a flyer, you go for Noctowl in the lead, or some other normal that's not super weak to Noctowl. Like maybe Dunsparce or something like that would make a lot more sense. I'm happy enough to fire off the Ice Punch. We're actually a little bit ahead on health on the Medi. I was going to swap out, but I realised I didn't need to. We're just going to counter it down. Very good games, well played to the opponent. You know, that was a pretty easy team to win. Generally, like I said, I do like to RPS the win on the lead, but in that case, I decided to swap out and sort of come back in with Dragonair later. So yeah, interesting match here. The opponent goes straight for Surf, which I guess is fine. Like both moves are resisted, so they're getting the chip through immediately. I think what I might look to do is go for CMP. Actually, or did I throw it off just before CMP? I think I might have done. Let's see if they let the Body Slam go through. That was actually, this is CMP. This will be the Thunderbolt. So this is good. Boom. This is going to come through and knock them out. And in comes Azu. At this point, I don't really have an amazing answer for Azu. So what I want to try and do is get off 2 Body Slams if possible. And look to maybe come in with Medi. If I can get it into like 2 Psychic range. Oh, actually, we're getting impatient and swapping out. I think I'm just banking on the fact they don't have Hydro Pump. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just going to shield the Hydro Pump. Let's play rough. I feel like they would have YOLO'd the Hydro Pump. So I think that's good. I'm just going to go for Rock Slide here. Maybe I should commit to the move. I'm just trying to, yeah, like get some damage on them. In comes Sand Slash. And this is not great for this Pokemon. You can definitely get a Rock Slide for him, which will hurt the Sand Slash. We're going to shield up the first Drill Run and look to try and get off a little bit of damage. Maybe I could have let that go and just went straight for the Rock Slide. I think I'm definitely making a few misplays here. And we're going to try and get into Medi. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get into Medicham. So that's why I was shielding it, like preserve some health on this thing. Try to use it to take out Azu and then come into Medi. I think that was the play there. The opponent has a play rough. This will do about 70% to me. So it's not going to take me out, but it's not going to be very nice. Oh, it does like 60%. I guess, you know, including the bubble damage, that's when it does that little bit extra. Unfortunately, we don't get off that move. So we're looking to be in a very tough position, but we do actually end up getting off the Psychic. The opponent goes for Ice Beam. Super, super lucky. I thought the opponent definitely would have committed to the play rough. That takes them out, and they just let it go. I'm not sure why they let it go. I think they could have definitely shielded there. But I think they probably assumed I would get to another move in Carbink. So definitely not the play. But interesting lead. I think Dragonite just wins this. It's super, super close. The opponent goes for the catch. I farm up to over the Body Slam, and then comes Medi versus Licky. So again, the opponent's got a very similar idea. Generally, if you see Dragonite on Licky, it's probably like Azu or Lantern in the back. So that's pretty much what I'm expecting to see. I go for the CMP on the second Body Slam. I think maybe going for Ice Punch is good here. But the opponent actually, yeah, they do shield, and we get the defense drop as well. That defense drop is pretty inconsequential because we're going to have to throw a move against it anyway. Otherwise, they're going to basically take us out. At this point, we should be seeing the final Pokemon, and hopefully it is a match we can win. We do have, like I said, Carbink in the back still, which will just one-tap the Dragonite. So this is really good here. They go for the catch or something in Dragonite. The Snipe, I'm assuming that was. But I think the opponent was literally in 1 health, and the one-turn swap kind of cost them there. We get the defense drop, which is pretty brutal for the opponent, and they actually CMP us, which is not great for them. They shouldn't have thrown the move. This is basically game over at this point. We can actually just win this going straight Moonblast. I decided to try to go for a CMP Body Slam here. They actually do get the counter through, and we do get off the move. So this is game over. We can go for Rock Slide at this point. I think I just let this go. This is a boosted, okay, this is Power Punch. I think I even let this next one go, because I just want to see how much the Psychic will do. Oh, I do shield it. Like, that Psychic would have done like 40% at the most. Like 30% probably. Didn't even have to shield that, but we're just going to commit to the Moonblast. I think a Rock Slide would have taken them out, but we're just going to commit to the Moonblast. We're in absolutely no danger right there, and good games, very well played. So we had another opponent who's got a very similar plan, just to RPS game. Now, this is an interesting match. How can we win this, or is it even possible to win this? The opponent fires the move first. Of course, Ice Punch will look to absolutely one-shot the Dragonair. So at the very least, I need to get a shield back. We throw after 1 for good timing to make sure they don't get too far ahead in energy. And at this point, they're 4 off the next Ice Punch. So what I may like to do is catch the move in Carbink, which of course is not a very good match for this. But because we've got it down to 50% health, 1 Drill Run will not take us out, and they come in with Frostlass. Not really a good swap, to be fair. And they go straight for Avalanche, so I know like this is going to be pretty comfortable. It looks like about 2 Avalanches in general will take us out here from this range. I think this is where the XL is a lot better. I throw after 5 more Rock Throws, just right as they're getting to the Avalanche. They let it go, and back in comes this thing. Now I'm thinking I can get to a Rock Slide. The opponent CMPs me on this move. I'm thinking, is this the Ice Punch? Can I live an Ice Punch? It is the Ice Punch, but they do take us out. I think that's where the XL is going to be a lot better, and in comes a Azumarill. So this is not over yet. Azumarill can be a little bit tricky. I think I might need to go for a catch or something here. I need to definitely throw in good timing as well. Let the first one go. I was expecting them to shield that, and we're going to try and get to a move in Dragonair. Now at this point, this is perfectly fine. Any move will take us out here. Boom. Good night, Dragonair. But at that point, we've got rid of so much. Like that's like 15 turns of energy that we've gotten rid of, and we're in even shields. So at this stage, I'm going to shield up a player off, which is beautiful here. We're going to throw after one for good timing to throw the Psychic, and I think I should just about outpace to the player off here. The opponent lets it go. I think their win condition at that point is to make a call. So like good no shield by the opponent, but I think we were going to outpace there no matter what. So we get another one. Can we actually overcome this one? The opponent actually lets me get off the move first. So I'm like, yo, thank you so much. You're so generous. You're actually giving me the first shielding opportunity, and we're actually going to swap into Carbink. I'm happy enough to just basically sacrifice this thing at this point, because like this thing will be pretty convinced to stay in here, because this is a good matchup for them. And again, this is where XL's a little bit better. They catch the Rock Slide on Jellicent. I think they probably should have got rid of me, because I can definitely put in some chip against this Jelly. A little bit of chip and dip. Somebody was commenting in my video yesterday. I completely was like, I'm going to put a little bit of dip into them. So yeah, somebody was thought that was quite funny yesterday there. Surf coming through takes us out. I definitely think you want the XL one. By the way, in this matchup right here, you do go straight for Aqua Tail. I might be a little bit off track in energy. I feel like I do throw the move here. I'm not sure if they were getting to another move, but I felt like they overfarmed quite a lot. So I wanted to be just safe and get rid of it. Aqua Tail is the best move to go for in that situation, being only single resisted. We're going to swap straight out here, try and just counter down the Sand Slash, and yeah, we're going to eat up this energy. I think they're going to be able to escape on 1 HP, but we've done the damage on that thing, and in comes Lantern. Now, I probably should be considering going for a bait in this situation, because in order for us to win, and they go for the Surf Bait as well, in order for them to win, they need to basically shield the Psychic, right? So boom, they shield it. So I feel like, okay, I've actually got a chance to win here now, because we've got the Dragonair, we've got the Psychic loaded, locked and loaded. We're going to fire this off, and this should be a good game at this point. The opponent's going to have to fire a move, and at this point we can come in with Dragonair and just farm everything down. That's the amazing thing with Dragonair as well. If you swap out, it's just an amazing closer. The opponent does have another move. Is it the Thunderbolt? It is the Thunderbolt. Will it take us out? Not quite. They come in and snipe us with a Sand Slash, so, you know, good games, well played to the opponent. A very tough team. We did make it quite close, to be fair, but it was just a little bit rough. They had ABA answers to Carbink as well. Actually, they had 3 answers to Carbink. They had Jellicent with Surf, Lantern, and Sand Slash. Jellicent is pretty decent against, of course, our Medi, and it does okay against Dragonair as well. So, like, a lot of our Pokemon just didn't have anywhere to go. Anyway, folks, hopping into the next battle, we're RPSing the lead. We're going to RPS the swap, and while we're doing that, I want to ask you folks in the chat, this is not a live stream, in the comment section down below, I'm a silly Billy, in the comment section down below, are you playing the new event? Are you playing Pokemon Go? That is the question. Yes, that's right. Are you playing Pokemon Go? Let me know in the comments down below. No, but actually though, are you playing it? Because it is quite a good event. I know some of you might just play PvP. If you're not, like, grinding, you probably should. We've got, like I said, Obstagoon with Obstruct, Machamp, Payback. You've got Walrein with all of the legacy moves. There's another one as well. We're getting Lickitung spawns. I don't think you get Legacy Body Slam, which is quite unfortunate. But, you know, that's fine. You can't have everything, I suppose. So we've got Lickitung, we've got Meditite spawns, Sableye spawns. Really amazing time to get some XL Pokemon, or like XL Candy. So highly recommend grinding this event. And of course, if you didn't know, we have 10 sets per day with Triple Stardust. So definitely an amazing time to grind. Personally, this is probably the most exciting event we've had all year. And of course, let me know in the comments as well. Have you been watching the World Championships? A couple of guys that you guys might know would be the likes of Rise, Human Catcherbug. Actually, the opponent here actually won this match, even though we were RPSing. That Ninetales just run through me. But yeah, Rise, Human Catcherbug is competing. I think, unfortunately, Rise was eliminated yesterday, which I was definitely looking forward to seeing him on stream. We should have Human Catcherbug playing today here in a couple of hours, hopefully on stream. So keep an eye out for that, man. Like, he's definitely my favourite to win. I generally just do want to see a content creator win. So you're seeing in this Basti matchup here, I swapped in pretty quickly. So they're only just about getting to the second move, but we can counter them down. In comes Victory Bell, and they're going to have to either shield this up or just eat like 2 or 3 Ice Punches. I could have went for the Psychic, and I was going to go for the Psychic, but I thought they were bound to shield it. So there we go, number 2 coming through. In comes this Degenerate, and we're just going to go for an Ice Punch to chip it down. And at this point, we just need to get the chip, and we come in with Carbink. and look to farm it the whole way down. I think it takes them 8 snarls to get to the move, the close combat. They reach close combat and crunch at the same time. Crunch can obviously debuff you, but the opponent just YOLOs the move. So fair play, like. Shadow Gramble's just getting sent back to the doghouse, and good games, very well played. I hope you have a lot of success. Bro, like, it pisses me off, bro. Like, this guy's at my elo. This is the shit that people are running, and like, they're at my elo. Like, it's upsetting, actually. It actually is upsetting, bro. It's like, bro, I'm really, like, I'm this. Okay. So, interesting match here. I swear that you can win this in the 2s. I could be just completely wrong, but I swear you can win this in the 2s if you've got good IVs. And the opponent CMP's on the first one. We're going to look to try and not CMP because they're going to go for the overfarm, but I do end up just throwing instantly. Letting them get counters through allows them to outpace, basically, because you get 1 Dragon Breath through, but they actually just counter us down and we have a shield left. So I guess like we take something out of that match, but the opponent's got a ton of energy, and you're going to see like Carbink is just broken. Psychic and Ice Punch coming through, plus counters from Metacham, and it's only barely getting into 50%. I'm going to put IVs on screen so you can see this here. I'm using, I think, like a 13, 11, 11, if I'm not mistaken, something along those lines. So like, it is just super non-XL, and it's still tanking those moves. It's just a super broken Pokemon. Deoxys, this is such a rough team for me. Deoxys is just so awkward for my whole team. Actually, Dragonair is amazing against Deoxys. So fun thing about Deoxys to know is, this Pokemon's got a super low HP stat, but it's got a ton of defense. Believe it or not, that's why it's called Deoxys Defense, because it's got high defense. But it doesn't have a very good HP stat, so 1-turn moves against this thing just absolutely fucks it up. Thunderbun coming through, okay, nice. Even lock-ons from Reggie, even though doing 1 damage each, like, you can lock on Deoxys down. Pokemon like Licky are just super annoying because they're super HP weighted and defense weighted. So like, they're taking less damage, but they've got so much bulk in HP. So like, that's why you can't lock on these down. But Pokemon like Deoxys, you can just like knock them out with fast moves. The opponent's going to lick me all the way down, and back in comes Medi. I don't really have a chance here. It's good games, well played to the opponent. And yeah, just a very rough team. Deoxys for this team is a little bit awkward for sure, unless you do get it onto Dragonair. And like, even if you do get it on Dragonair, you're going to have to invest a shield. Noctowl lead, we're going to look to farm this the whole way down. We're going to body slam it once and farm it the whole way down. We're taking it the whole way down to farm it downtown. And yeah, body slam coming through. Even though I have a good answer to this in the back, like, I'm still trying to RPS the lead here. We're going to invest a shield, no problem at all. And actually what we're going to do is come and snipe with Carbink, because I want to try and keep some energy and look to realign later on. That's what you have to do with this Pokemon sometimes. Like, you most of the time can, you know, shield up and take a lead, but you never really want to go down 2 shields in the lead. So if they're going to get to another move, that would be pretty threatening. You either want to swap it out and catch a move and store energy, or, you know, like I said, try to win the match by only investing 1 shield. So at this point, they've got a super low Noctowl, super low Venusaur, and they actually swap out to Lantern. Now, I actually sort of missed that fact in game. Like, I didn't realize they swapped out here. For some reason, I guess I was distracted. I don't know why I didn't pick up on it. I thought I just took them out and they came in instantly. I guess I must have been distracted because that's pretty obvious there. But for some reason at this point I thought there was Noctowl in the back, so I was waiting for the catch, bro. I was over farming waiting for the catch, but no, of course not. I YOLO the Psychic, probably should go for the bait. Pretty obvious shield right there. I feel like the opponent sort of has to call a bait. They either have to call a bait or shield up a Psychic, right? And I think people are more likely to shield up moves, so yeah, it is what it is. We body slam it and we're just gonna farm down the Venusaur. So in either case, like, it was perfectly fine. Even if they did catch on Venusaur, we still had Dragonair in that situation, and that was going to be a good game no matter what. We get this degenerate team again. We're going to look to farm this thing down. In comes Medicham. I'm going to look to get a chip off it or try and get a shield off it. Or actually, I'm just going to bank the body slam. I think that's better. Come into Carbink, because Carbink has got absolutely no play whatsoever against this team, except in this matchup. And as you're about to see, with that Dragon Breath, we're putting them into Moonblast range. Moonblast is probably about 65-70%, something like that. So like Rock Froze plus Moonblast gets it down to about 20% health. So yeah, they actually let it go, which makes sense. And we're pretty low as well. So the Victory Bell won't get an absolute ton of farm, which is great as well. And yeah, they get like 3 or 4 Razor Leafs through. Now I come in here, go for the Insta-Throw. They realize that I'm going for the Insta-Throw. Come into Bastiodon. But that's not going to save them, ladies and gents, because in comes the boy to punch them the whole way down. This dinosaur is going extinct, and rightfully so, because Medicham is hunting it, and that's good games. I hate that team, bro. Man, like, Great League, I like Great League more than Ultra League, but man, like, Great League, there's just so many degenerate teams, bro. Like, this is one of them, to be fair. Like, I'm not even saying, like, I'm better than these people, because, like, obviously not. Look at the team I'm using. Altaria lead's quite interesting. We outpace the body slam, and if they let it go, we can basically look to farm them down. So I might try to do this, but in this situation right here, I think I should go for a catching Carbink, because Carbink is most likely only going to be really good against this Pokemon. But again, like, Carbink can beat, like, Medicham, but they actually have a Charm Ninetales. So I'm like, okay, it's a good thing that I did not give up alignment. They have a Charm Ninetales and they're staying in with it. They're going to fire off a Weather Ball. That's not going to help. We're not even getting into the we're not even getting into the yellow here, and then comes Lickitung. This is about as RPS as you could hope for. Like, Lickitung does well against Medi, definitely up a shield. And I think I make a mistake here. I do go for the Psychic, which, you know, it's a pretty obvious shield for the opponent. But I'm thinking, like, maybe they'll try to call the bait because they've got 2 shields. That's what I would maybe try to do in that situation, try to call the bait. They're going to go for Body Slam. I'm going to shield it up, try and get them a little bit lower. All I need to do is get them low, get off another Ice Punch, get a shield is perfectly good. The unfortunate thing is they're going to lick us the whole way down, and if they get off a Power Whip, this is going to be very, very big trouble for me here. I do go for the Insta move here. I'm not sure if they were quite at the Power Whip, and we actually get the battery pop up as well. Or sorry, it was my storage popping up. Now they just free off their energy. Can they get to this move in time? No, they don't. A Weather Ball wouldn't have killed us anyway. So good games, and we have a very awkward lead here. Azumarill, not what you want to see with this team at all. Hydro Pump can take out the Carbink. Play Rough can take out the Medicham. Counters are resisted. Dragon Breaths are resisted. Azumarill is a real problem for this team, and we're going to try our best with it here. Ice Beam coming through, and we're going to maybe look to get off another Body Slam on it. I'm trying my best to throw in good timing here. You try to throw 2 Dragon Breaths, or like 1 before they get to the move. I should have catch something in Carbink, and in comes Sableye. Sableye is not, I repeat folks, Sableye is not an answer to this Pokemon, so we should be in a pretty okay position here now. I can look to take switch advantage and basically fire off some energy on the other thing. I think I end up CMPing them, which is pretty unfortunate, but that's absolutely fine. They're going to get off a last second move here. I'm going to let it go, of course, and look to fire off a move on the Azu when it comes back, or force them to throw energy, which should be a pretty good thing for us. Medi against Azu is not the worst matchup in the world. In comes Trevenant, actually. So, like, this is about as bad as it can possibly be for this team. This is just rough. We're going to come into Dragonair here. They come back in with Azu. At this point, I'm thinking, like, I need to try and farm this down or something. Or come out with energy. I think they might have been just getting to the Ice Beam. Or they're going to be, like, 1 bubble off the Ice Beam. They shielded up here. Can we farm it the whole way down? We actually do get to another move. They were definitely at the Ice Beam. And I think the opponent made a mistake shielding that, because they didn't really need to come into Trevenant. I guess the Dragon Breaths add up so much in Trevenant, but here's the thing, they make another mistake, they insta-throw the Seed Bomb, so that means I can come in with Medicham and outpace to the Ice Punch. So somehow, if you look at what this team was, Sableye, Trevenant in the back with Azu in the front, Azu beats basically my whole team. Trevenant, does Trevenant just beat my whole team? It literally probably does just beat my whole team. Sableye beats like half my team as well. So, like, good games. to be fair, like, Dragonair does fine against the back 2 Pokemon, but that was very, very tough, and we do get a 4-1. So good games, well played everybody, hope you all enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and join us in Discord if you want to do some practice battles, watch some streams, or just generally hang out and have a good time. We go through, like, game theories and all this different stuff, like team ideas. Lots of really good stuff going on in there, so I highly recommend checking it out. Thank you very much everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for a brand new video.